rising Venus sign. Welcome to your romantic soulmate contract read. Timeless whenever you're catching this. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, now available on Kindle as well as on patreon.com. Come check me out. I've got humans, heroes, immortals, gods, goddesses, and witches over on my Patreon. Why? Because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but just call me Mal. So much easier, only 3 letters. So happy to be reading for my fellow Earth signs, Virgo, that I am. If you are new to my channel, it is a soulmate contract reading that we're doing, as I said, a timeless read, and there are links in the description box explaining what I mean by a soulmate contract. They're not all romantic, sexual, but these are. So I even did a video, a preface, explaining these reads, why I do them, how I do them, and all that. If you want to check that out, plus lots of other links in the description box if you want to go deeper into the twin flame soulmate dealio in the new definitions, which are much healthier. That being said, it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, and cross-watchers are always welcome on my channel. But it is indeed a contract read, so we're going to look at it like a contract. We're going to have party number 1, party number 2, and then a center lane. There is an extended reading that's going to go down after part 1. There will be a part 2 available on VIMEO.com, link in the description box if you want to get it individually. Or if you subscribe to me on Patreon, all levels, all tiers, all subscribers have access to all of my extended reads, past, present, and future. I'll link in the description box. Enough of that. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box if you would like to check them out with links. If you want to patronize and the artists and I guess the publishing companies and the writers. But other than that, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace I can, because I think the soulmate contracts, the romantic variety, are some of the hardest. Different than family. My mom and I are soulmates. That's why I take it out of the romantic sexual context all the time. But I think, imagine what would happen to the planet if all of those soulmates started connecting, right? Helping each other heal, which is the foundation of any soulmate contract. But like I said, those are in those videos. Enough exposition, enough explanation. Let's get up in this gig. Ready? Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, and here we go. I wait for that ding. And here we go as I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of romantic soulmate contract law, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. I need 2 Caroline Myss archetype cards to represent the 8th chakra dynamic for both parties, party number 1 and party number 2 in this Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. This is party number 1 you just put in my hand. Please show me who is party number 2. Now, you can do this as divine feminine, divine masculine if you want, both aspects of your own energy. But, you know, if you've come here to see you and somebody else, because there can be a lot of mirroring that way, you're going to have to figure out who you are. So this is already in the title. You wouldn't have got here unless you liked what was in the title. And a priest and a hermit. It's very, very powerful in terms of a spiritual deal. Let's talk about this. There are 9 different archetypal families. The priest, priestess, which is usually, I'll probably put priest-priestess in the title, is the divine family of archetypes, your spiritual power you incarnated to develop, and the hermit, the wisdom family. So the wisdom, you came in to develop. The shadow and the light written on these cards represent the healing that is done. Now, as I said, soulmate contracts, quantum entanglement. Whether you've met or not, you're helping each other heal. That's why when you do meet, it's very much that thing of, oh, wow, I went through that too. Wow, you did it that way, I did this way, but it's so similar, right? And parallel lives, if not parallel lines, Blondie album. So the shadow is what's being healed, whether you're aware of it or not. The light is what you're shooting for. So for the priest archetype, I think we know what the shadow priestess is about. Violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. Now, I was a high priest and an elder. Technically, I guess I'm still an elder in the pagan community, whatever. But retired, right? Totally retired. Everybody goes through that phase of power. I'm not just a priest or priest. I'm high priestess, right? I left the gig because it got too political, because there's a political part of a spiritual role, but certainly there's politics in any form of community. So the light attribute party number 1 is shooting for here. Facilitating spiritual commitment serves as a channel of spiritual energy. Now, that can be someone who's doing Reiki. You don't have to necessarily have a degree in something or be registered in somebody's book somewhere. Certainly, we are all priests and priestesses in our own way, and you can have an archetype for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, meaning a reason for like a day, a season for a couple of years, and a lifetime, womb to tomb. The Hermit, party number 2, the shadow attribute, withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, and there is a crap ton of that going on planet Earth these past couple of years. You know why. Refusing to help those in need, though. That's a bit much, but I get it. The light attribute seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. So really, these two in their shadow, like any other archetypes, 2 of them are just a nightmare, but in their light, absolutely magnificent. And of course, it is a percentage scale. Shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy. You with me? Good. So we are going to take 5 Daughters of the Moon tarot card to look at the heart, throat, third eye, and crown chakra. Chakras for the priestess on this side, and we're going to take the Mythic Tarot to do the same, except we're going to be looking at the root, sacrum, solar plexus chakras. This is more the feminine energy inside, psychological world. This is more the external masculine world, from the outside looking in at the Hermit, or the Hermit inside looking out. Fire, earth, air, water, spirit. And in the extended, I switch decks so that we fill out so this is the 8th chakra. This will get heart, third eye, crown. This will get root, sacrum, solar plexus. But in the extended, I just switched decks, so you get the full chakra spectrum, because I try and give you as much bang for the buck as possible. Chakra bang. All right, both feet on the floor. Here we go. It's tarot time. Breathe. Let's have fun with my Capricorns here. That lovely new moon in Capricorn we just had beginning of January. As I call upon my goddesses of earth, the sign of Capricorn, powers of the north, please, a 5-card element spread for the priestess in this Capricorn collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. What is their element of fire? What they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire. Excellent. The Fool, which is the dreamer in this deck. Not jumping over a cliff, but tracing energy patterns in the water of a river bend. I know, I'm getting the Pocahontas flashback too. Painting with the colors of the wind, right? Being creative, but of course that's the element of fire. What they want. So they want a new beginning here. They want a leap of faith. And again, we're looking at a priestess, or leap of faith is probably semi-usual. So my goddesses, what's the element of earth, the fuel to feed the fire, as well as ground and manifest their heart's desire, what they have to help them. 2 of blades, analysis, 2 fencers. Now, I've never fenced either a illegal object or with foils. That's what they're called. They're called swords. Fencing foils. Isn't that a fun word? Not tin, not aluminum. Sharp, pointy, 90. So there is a lot of back and forth that they have. They're considering it. They're kind of analyzing the situation, but analysis is not appraisal. It's not assigning value. It's gathering information. So we like that. It's only a 2. there can be, you know, there's no blindfolds on these Two of Sword women in this deck. It is a feminist deck. So they're trying to look at this from every possible way, perhaps even looking at possible strategies. I think Katya is right. We should make all the G's hard from now on, but not today. Satan, not today. Element of air. Please, my goddesses, for this priest, priestess, what are they thinking about this that fuels the fire? Okay, we got a real strong intuitive mind over here. We've got the moon. Yemaya, definitely tuned in more to the intuitive than the intellectual here, but we also have to look at that occluded, cloudy, right, mysterious, I don't know so much secrets, but things hidden in shadow. That's why, you know, you go out in the bright of daylight sun, you can see where everything is, and the moon not so much. So there might be a little bit of fogginess in that mind, but probably because this person is more attuned to the intuitive than necessarily the intellectual. Doesn't mean they're not intelligent, but there is emotional intelligence, which is another way you could say that card in that position. Let's see what's going on in the element of water. My goddesses, what is this priest, priestess feeling about this soulmate contract? And here we have the one with the blindfold. In this deck, what looks like the Two of Swords is really the Four of Swords. You're used to seeing, you know, crossed blades here. This is two blades, four blades with the blindfold. But under the bench she's sitting on are two more crossed swords, of which she's either completely unaware or deliberately blinding herself to. The key word written on the card is deception. So that could be emotional deception, and now that we add that to the moon card here in the mind, there might be some lies, illusions, deceptions, and delusions here. And if you haven't met yet, then the Hermit did not cause them, right? This is just stuff. And yes, on the spiritual path, there's a lot of tinfoil hat, woo-woo land stuff that we all have to process through, right? Not all that glitters is gold. Not all that sparkles is silver, right? Not all that is sterling is silver. Did I have cards flip around in my deck? No, I did not. Almost, though. Virgo. So, let's see. The Spirit card. Oh, that I have to hit it there because, okay, that's bothering me. The clipboard's rattling. Still doing it. Breathe. Okay, my goddesses. The card of Spirit. What is the point of view of the soul? Right, the voice of the soul who is incarnated to play the role of the priest, priestess in this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract with this Hermit archetype. Third major arcana card out of 5. You got the Strength card. This is saying to be courageous, to be brave. Now, certainly, I would think with that Four of Blades, Four of Swords, and the element of water, that can also be a time of introspection and healing in order to bust illusions. Emotional shadow work, right? Because we can believe something for a very, very long time that's not true, and it can have a very strong impact on how we feel about certain people, places, and things. So with that vibe of the priest, priestess, to shoot for being a channel, it just says serves as a channel of spiritual energy. That can be any kind of way. And, you know, like I said, you don't have to be anointed on your third eye to do that. You can always do that yourself, by the way. We need as many channels of spiritual energy active on the planet because everybody has the potential, but not everybody wants the capacity of what it takes to do that. So that strength, that courage, it's almost like the soul is saying, keep going. Keep going. Don't let your fears hold you back too much. Probably not seeing this so clearly, and yet there is a strong desire for a new beginning, right? So that does make sense. There is a desire for a new beginning, that element of fire on the inside of things here. But certainly with that moon, there might be a little mental confusion, a little bit of, I want to say intuitive dissonance, that what they're feeling and what they fear, because intuitions are more like feelings, Fear is an emotion. They're not exactly the same thing. So there could be a little bit of that confusion going on here mentally, emotionally. But, you know, I like that they have an analytical process in place to sort through that. Excellent. Let's do the same here for the Hermit. Now, like I said, these are the lower three chakras. The Hermit from the outside looking in at them, or they're from the inside looking out at something in the physical world. And it can be both a lot of the time. That's what holographic means. It's just all the same thing all the way around. Breathe. As I call upon my gods of earth, the sign of Capricorn, powers of the north, 5-card element spread for the Hermit in this Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contracts with such interesting people. Please, what is the element of fire for this Hermit? What they yearn for, what they burn for with their hearts desire. Justice. So, I mean, we got 2 major arcana card in the element of fire. Now, if there was some hanky-panky weirdness that has gone on in this contract before, if you do know each other, then the Hermit's like, oh, no. I want this to be fair. I want this to be balanced. I want amends to be made, maybe both sides, maybe mutually. And if you haven't met yet, then they really, really want a soul contract that is fair and balanced, right? Justice, Athena, a virgin goddess, doesn't mean she didn't have sex. It just meant that nobody owned her, right? So she was able to fly really, really high and see larger pictures, but not always the most heart-centered of pictures. So if this Hermit has withdrawn from society or from relationships or from this priestess, it's because they feel an injustice has been done. Why else would they want justice? All right, my gods, what's the earth, the fuel that feeds the fire to help them ground and manifest this heart's desire? The star. Well, yeah, they got hope, but to me the star isn't just about wishing on a star or wish fulfillment. That's fine. Remember, this is from the outside looking in, or the inside them looking out. This is about following guidance and grace. Now, a Hermit who has more of a spiritual bend, in some ways, the Hermit archetype shares the family of wisdom as well as divine. It depends on the Hermit, right? Although there's the monk nun, which is sort of a crossover of those two, more firmly squared in the divine family of archetypes. We're really looking at someone here who is trying to tune in to get guidance from something higher. To me, it's the highest vibrational spiritual card in any tarot deck, because the moon is here, the sun is here, but the star is way higher in altitude and certainly in vibration, even though the sun is a star, blah, blah, blah. Anyway. Element of water, element of air, my gods of Capricorn, please, what are they thinking about this? And Page of Cups, they're in deep emotional reflection. They are thinking about their own interior world. This is in the Mythic Tarot, they all have Greek myth, which is really my first language, it feels like. Symbolically, Narcissus staring into a cup. Now, certainly the Page of Cups can also be an offering of a message. Pages I don't so steadily assign to specific zodiac signs. I would say water signs, sure, but they're thinking about it. Now, if this priestess has made a love offer this way, a Page of Cups move, they're thinking about it, but it could also be they're thinking about it. Because remember, this is a Hermit. So they're not going to really do anything unless they're really following that guidance, that grace, that hope, that more spiritual golden thread. The grace of hope is in my book, Words of Grace. I call it the Mother Grace, the golden thread of hope that leads us through the labyrinth of the mysteries of life, and particularly complicated soul contracts. So that's interesting. What's the element of water here, please, my gods? What's this Hermit feeling? Four of Pentacles, yeah, I would say that they're emotionally stable, but their hearts are closed right now. And I think it's a wise thing, particularly because they're balancing that justice with hope, right? With that grace, with that guidance. So doesn't mean that they're not loving, doesn't mean that their heart chakra has shut down, but they are guarding it, they are protecting it. Perhaps a little emotional hoarding going on here. So they are thinking about some kind of love message here, some kind of at least emotional message. But like I said, if the priestess has sent, and I would say a literal physical one, right, lower 3 chakras, like a text or something, they're thinking about it. And if these are two people who are chatting back and forth on social media, which is a nice way to say it, hookup apps, whatever, swipe left, swipe right, then this could be something that's certainly in play as well. It's a general read, right? You do you. All right, my gods of Earth, the sign of Capricorn, powers of the North. What is the last card down here for the Hermit in this Capricorn collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, soulmate, contract, in progress, in process. What is the card of Spirit? The point of view, the voice of the soul that incarnated to play the role of the Hermit in this, and it's the Chariot. They're saying get your inspiration and your motivation together and move in a direction, right? Fast movement here. And I just want to check 1, 2, 3 major arcana cards, or 1, 2, 3 major arcana cards. Otherwise, we've got earth and water here, and we've got double air over here. So not a full balance. All elements are represented on the table here, fire, earth, air, water, and spirit. But this one is just way more emotional. Wait, is there any fire on the table? There is no fire. There are no wands on the table. So that tells you something. That says like the will to do it, the choice to do it. It's being considered on both sides. And just moving these cards aside, I'm just going to tell you what I'm getting right now. Priest, priestess, watch the stories that you're telling yourself if they're not replying. I don't know that you've done anything wrong. I think that's part of your lesson here. And it's affecting you emotionally. Now, what's interesting is you both have 4s in the element of water, right? I can look at a pattern and find all sorts of crossovers if you give me enough time to do so. So here we have this like, no, I'm good. My healthy boundaries, I'll say that. For a Hermit, they've got pretty decent emotional boundaries for themselves. But here, there is also a period of rest in order to look at what your thoughts are doing to you emotionally if you are the priest, priestess. And to be strong and to be courageous and to face those fears. They're not true, but they feel true. And those voices, those energies, those hurts, those pains need more love, not less. They just don't need to rule the show. Okay, moving along. When we go to the extended reading, I'm using the Blue Angel Oracle, the Archangel Michael deck, and Kuan Yin, and the Lover's Oracle, and the Journey of Love, and the Lover's Oracle, Tony Carmine Salerno, the Heart-Shaped deck, which I wish they would have put in a heart-shaped box, because that would just put me in nirvana. Sorry. And of course, we're going to get another 10 tarot on the table clarifying this. So we're going to get 2 of the whispers of love, the voices of the higher selves of both people, one for the priest, priestess, one for the Hermit. Please take a nice deep breath. Let's see how this party turns. As the party turn to... Here we go. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what are the whispers of love for this priest, priestess, and this Hermit in this Capricorn collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, soulmate, contract. Between these 2 in this timeless read for this priest, priestess. For the Hermit. I like a sneak peek. Okay, here we go. Now, if you watched me for a while, you saw that eye roll when this card was drawn. You got true love on this side, yeah. And that's why, right? If you're the priest, priestess, you got to look at what true love is. This is why I teach classes Thursday nights. My podcast on YouTube, the first 4 or 5 episodes are all classes from the Path of True Love that I edited in. They're a lot of fun. Going to change that up, I think, in a couple of days. Put some other classes in there from another series. But certainly, this makes sense for a priest. Priest has got to be a channel of divine love in order to manifest divine love. But it's your definition of true love. It does conquer all. It does break all curses. However, when it is denied, chaos ensues, right? Because you're choosing false love. Sorry, I didn't make that roll. It's just the way this world is done. And on this side, the Hermit. You ready for this? Be willing to express love. When we express love, we begin to receive more love. So look, if you two have never met before, you're just carrying baggage, and who doesn't? Right? Some unhealed business, and that's fine. Soulmate contracts are going to help each other heal this. But if you have danced before, and there is pain that has gone on, it would make sense, because in a true love relationship, the course of true love never did run smooth. Midsummer Night's Dream. Billy Shakespeare. Slept with him. And all of his different guises as well, because there was more than one of them. So this does totally make sense if the two of you have danced before. And just because you've had a bump in the road or you broke up and got back together, that's part of the healing process. It depends if you're helping each other heal or if you're teaching each other how to heal yourselves. Because that's twin flame. Soulmate, you're helping each other heal, and that's why I do these readings, and I won't do twin flame reads anymore. They're too traumatic, but I do them for clients all the time. It's easier. I'm getting paid. So, look, the predominance of major arcana here speaks for itself. This is a true love contract, most likely, but, you know, you're going to have to find out what that means for you individually, if the two of you even choose to put this together. But the soul is saying on this side, strength, and the soul on this side is saying chariot, to take the inspiration and the motivation, right? The carrot and the stick. They're afraid. I don't blame them. They want justice. Some bad shit went down. But to kind of move that forward and say, well, at least I got to take the journey. At least I got to find out. And it doesn't mean they have to drop those emotional boundaries if they are in pain. And who isn't? Last card down for this part 1. A healing mantra from the Macon healing mantra deck. So it doesn't matter which side you are here. This will be framing the center lane. The next card that'll go down in the extended is a third Carolyn Mace archetype card to see where you both are, the state of the contract, the chapter of the story, the clause in the contract, the scene in the movie, the track on the album, however you want to do that. Please take a nice deep breath. We're only getting one of these in this entire schemata. So let's make it a good one as I call upon the Ascended Masters of Romantic Soulmate Contract Law for the Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, and cross-watcher. I should probably say that more often, but I think it's implied. Please, what is the perfect healing mantra for this priest and this hermit? Priest, priestess, and hermit in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract, so that the priest, priestess can facilitate spiritual commitments between the two of them, between their own higher selves and deities, serving as a channel of spiritual energy, so that this hermit can seek solitude to focus intently on inner life. We'll see what that inner life is in the extended. And serving their own personal creativity. The priest, priestess experiencing true love. This is a once-in-a-lifetime love. And the hermit to be willing to express love, because when they express love, they begin to receive more love. Make it a good one. For my caps, we love them so. In this timeless romantic soulmate read. Awakening inspired action. There is only what life is asking of me, which I think is a brilliant simplifier. It's only what life is asking me. In this moment, it's asking me to breathe. In this moment, it's asking me to read from the bookie book. So guess what? I'm gonna awakening inspired action. Not terribly long. There is only what life is asking of me. When you awaken inspired action, you are an open, willing participant in your soul's journey. You are ready, willing, and able to face any feeling or make any necessary change just for the chance to serve the cosmic plan of the universe. Courage, bravery, strength card in the soul, chariot, really an emotional card, Cancerian card, no question, but to move forward and to move forward quickly-ish. When inspired action has been awakened, an inspired action. Here's the inspiration on this side. This one is a channel of spiritual energy. We all are, but they specialize. When inspired action has been awakened, you radiate higher frequencies of light for the well-being of all. And that's why the soulmate contracts help heal everybody. That's why they're so damn hard. Well, all healing. It's holographic. Boogie, oogie, oogie. This mantra is ideal for overcoming self-sabotage, Capricorns. Tricky. Resolving boredom and increasing fulfillment, which is what you want your soul contracts to be. All of them fulfilling for yourself, fulfilling for the well-being of all. Let me put it together for you in a blessing. Let's see what comes out of my mouth. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine to please bless the Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, and or their cross watchers to be blessed with all that they need to help each other heal in this romantic soulmate contract read. That this priest very much facilitates spiritual commitment, serving as a channel of spiritual energy, jumping off the cliff of faith after using their intellectual and analytical skills, kind of making their way through the mystery and perhaps the cloudiness, but the emotional intelligence of the mind. While their emotions, they're seeking out their own deceptions, things that might have appeared true that never were, and doing that with courage and bravely, because this is true love. You can't have no deception in true love, even within your own self, even if you haven't met yet. And so that this hermit can seek the solitude to focus intently on their inner life to help them do what they need to do here, serving their own personal creativity so that they can get the justice and the balance and the fairness and the rightness that they want by following their inspiration, awakening, inspired action through this time of mental self-reflection, but on their own emotions, maybe offering themselves the love that they have not before, while they certainly have their emotional boundaries out, maybe hoarding their own emotions to an extent as a hermit will, but also probably healing and protecting that, as well as we have a double 4 of healing in the emotional field for both. Following that chariot, that alignment of inspiration and motivation, light horse, dark horse, so that they can move forward with their willingness to express love, because when they express love, they begin to receive more love as they both awaken inspired action, because there's only what life is asking of them, and life is asking of them to help each other heal for a reason, a season, or for the rest of their lifetimes, that they can bring a happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate vibe to the planet, which will just help nations, right? Will heal nations, will help people, will heal tribes, and will make it certainly more available for more people to experience that kind of love in physical form for a reason, a season, or a lifetime for the well-being of all. So motivate. So it is. It's a pretty ass-kicky read, my Caps, I gotta say. So did you like it? Well, like it. Help the other Capricorns find it. You want more of me? Subscribe. And if you like, check me out on Patreon. I'm having so much fun over there. They get stuff way ahead of everybody else on social media, as well as they get stuff specifically just for them. I stream every morning. We talk about the lunar astrology and the day of the week, and a little prayer, a little blessing. It's great fun for me. Otherwise, you want to book me for a read, like I said, there's a link in the description box for that too. Booking a reading with Mal. Otherwise, seriously, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed in this. I'm gonna take a little break, have a sip of coffee, and jump into the extended. See you on Vimeo, see you on Patreon, or see you again here on YouTube soon. The best, the blessed. I love you. Mal. Farewell, and blessed, blessed be.